Hello there, my name is Lamedal van and I'm going to show you how to create a config file using the Lamedal library. The first thing you need to do is create a .NET application, and we type in the words .NET new. It will create as the program and the program JSON files. The next step is to do restore and .NET run. And there you go, the Hello World application. Let's open this application. Let's open the JSON file. And we need to add the Lamedal library dependency. The way we do it is we're going to open this folder so that the Visual Studio Code editor loads this as a project. We're gonna the extension I'm going to use is the NuGet extension, and it is this top one here. And the way I'm going to invoke it is Control-Shift-P. I type in NuGet, and it asks for the package. The package is Lamedal core. Select the Lamedal core library and the latest version, and it will add it there. I can press restore, and I'm going to dock the Visual Studio Code editor to the right side. I'm also going to do a restore in my command prompt window. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is to create, in my config file, create a class that I'm going to use as my config file. I'm going to call it config settings.cs, and I'm going to use the same pattern as in the program file. So I'm going to copy this top part to my config settings file, and there you go. That's my class, and I'm going to call the class config settings. It need not have any using statements. I'm going to add some properties there. Public string app name, public string description, and maybe public string base folder. So these three properties I want to save my config file. I'm going to save the config settings. Going back to my project file, I need to add Lamedal to my using statement, Lamedal core. There you go. I'm going to add a reference to my library, private static read only Lamedal core _1. The variable's name is going to be Lamed. This is a singleton, so I'm gonna access it in that way. So that's the way I'm accessing it. Now I need to read my config file. I'm going to do it with the library lib. Going to go to IO. Going to go to file and config file name load. There is the file name I need to load. There's two overloads. There is a generic overload where I can actually specify the type, and I'm going to do just that. I'm going to use this class, and that will be my type. I will say settings equals, and just a check to see if it work. I'm gonna print it out. Console dot write line the app name is settings dot app name point. There is our application. So what's going to happen is that it's going to try and read the config settings from the config file, config JSON file, and it will show us the value of that file. It's not going to show us anything because the folder doesn't exist. I'm going to save it and let us run it and see what happens. So I'm going to show you the bin folder and see what happens, and we're going to run this application. Look at what's happening at the bin folder. It creates as a config JSON file. The application name is nothing because there's nothing in the config JSON file. Let me show you the config JSON file. We go to bin config JSON. There you go, there's nothing. The app name is nothing. So the application that we want to show you will be the Lamedal Config demo version 0.1. That is our application name. So let's save it. Let's run it again. And we will see our application name is Lamedal Config.demo1, the way it was in the config JSON file. Thank you very much for watching this demo of how to use config files using the Lamedal library. Thank you very much.